A lot of people think that SAP Business One may be only built for small companies. But what we are here to talk about today is that SAP Business One is a very scalable solution. We have customers using SAP Business One from minimal transactions a day to thousands of transactions per day. They do that in on-premise environments. They do that in cloud environments. They do that in SQL environments. And they do that in HANA environments. And HANA is really the key and the secret sauce, right? With HANA, we've introduced the service layer, which is multi-threaded. And the service layer then allows us for volume and speed, right? Really allows us to take things up a notch and help continuously improve and grow customers. With Clients First, we're your SAP Business One partner, and we're responsible for the overall SAP Business One partnership. Not only with us here at Clients First with the day-to-day, with SAP and your relationship and needs with support and service should they need to assist, and then with other software solution partners such as Mobility E-commerce, who is partnering with us and here today to highlight their solution and the power that it can bring to the SAP Business One community. So with that, I will turn it over to Martin with Mobility E-commerce and let him walk through his presentation and his hands-on with the software today.
Thanks, Ryan. So this is Martin, and I'm from Mobility E-commerce. We specialize in the integration with marketplaces and SAP Business One. We add the e-commerce power into SAP Business One. As most of you might know, SAP B1 does not come with any form of e-commerce platform on its own. But if you do high volume transactions with Amazon, Walmart, Newegg, eBay, Rakuten within the States, globally, in North America, and also have your own web stores, which could be custom web stores or Magento, Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, etc. We just make it a seamless integration for you, so you could continue to use SAP B1 with all its financial and ERP power and the integration to kind of ensure you have global selling capabilities with the integrations. We are an approved integration partner for most of the leading marketplaces. So you'll find us on the Amazon App Store, the Walmart partner page, Newegg partner page, eBay, Rakuten, etc. So with that, I'll just move on to the next slide. Now, I don't know how many of you have traditionally used SAP or similar ERP systems, and there were couple of ways we integrated in the past. Now, usually we had the point-to-point communication where each time you wanted to kind of connect a channel, you would then come and integrate it directly into your ERP system. The challenge is with integrations like Amazon or Walmart, they might keep changing their APIs and integration points ever so often, every few weeks. They'll add new things like facilitator tags or listing template changes, etc. And then you'll have to keep making those changes on the ERP system. So this was probably your traditional effort, and maybe still some companies are having these legacy systems. So it is a massive effort to continue to maintain them and scale them each time you are trying to add a new channel. So in the newer current generation systems, you just have some kind of an integration middleware or a marketplace integration system which hooks on to your ERP system, which then takes care of mapping attributes, mapping information from SAP, and then is able to map and create listings across all channels, bring all the sales orders and information of fulfillment, etc., into one central point, allowing you to operate from the ERP system with all the information of the inventory dynamics, financial dynamics, and giving you a real-time view of what's happening across all the platforms. So if you look at it, this is the current models. You have a system like the Mobility E-commerce sitting with SAP B1, adding all your e-commerce integrations and giving you that additional power. So we, in addition to that, we also have two kinds of experts. One, you have Client First giving and delivering all your SAP Business One expertise on how to manage the ERP in the best possible way, manage your GLs, account setup, the WM, etc. within the SAP B1 build. And we are experts on all the marketplaces, so we understand how the Amazons, the Walmarts, and all the other various channels operate on a day-to-day basis. So you have now two different experts coming together to give you a stronger interface to to make sure you can succeed in the e-commerce land. Now, the advantage of this kind of model, as Ryan mentioned earlier, is that you could have a few transactions a day to a few thousand transactions a day. And it could also come from various channels. You could probably get a few thousand orders from Amazon. You might have an FBA. You might have a 3PL. You might also sell on Walmart or sell to Walmart or sell to Amazon, etc. So now these connections are now enabling you to set up a much stronger integration into SAP, so you can also have stronger visibility of which channels is performing well, and also set up priorities on which orders needs to get queued up first. A seller fulfilled prime order will take a higher priority than a normal order. And similarly, an FBA order will probably take a slightly lower priority than a seller fulfilled prime order, as an example. So you're now building the system for scale and are able to put in a few thousand transactions into SAP B1 required, taking care of all the priorities to ensure you are 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. Shipment cutoff times are all taken care, and also well integrated with the warehouse management systems. You could also have other e-commerce systems like Shopify, Magento, or WooCommerce. Now, not only does this transactions bring in the sales order, if this integrations takes care of customer creation in case the customer doesn't exist in SAP B1, we'll take care of the customer creation, applying an initial deposit in case you want to, account for all the prepaid transactions within the e-commerce setup, which is quite different from the Amazon setup because Amazon pays you every 7 or 14 days, etc. So we work with you closely on how you would prefer these accounts to all match up on a daily basis or with each time the settlement comes in. So as I was kind of going to is this is now you have one managed integration point. You have an ERP system and a marketplace integration system, and together you're now able to manage a huge number of channels across globally. Now you could have an Amazon US account, a Canada account, a Mexico account, Europe accounts. It all now goes through a single systems integration, so you could have the visibility of everything from SAP Business One. So just to confirm on this, now that you have one coordinated source of information, it's one version of the truth. So whether, what's your inventory in FBA, what's your inventory in multiple FBA channels if you're doing that, what's your FBM inventories, do you have a 3PL? If yes, then what is the inventory available? And with SAP's inbuilt features of replenishment, demand planning, combined with the mobile e-commerce's strong B2B, B2C e-commerce and machine learning platforms, you would be now in a much better position to ensure you are well stocked for the different locations so that you don't run out of stock and you can maximize on your profits. So this is a summary of all the integrations that we have globally and also some of the features. Now you obviously have the listing management creation, so you will go about creating the item master in SAP. We'll be picking up that information, mapping up all the required attributes. So irrespective of the category that you sell, right from books to clothing to electronics, we will apply all these category mapping with attributes, right from descriptions, keywords, etc., to create high quality listings on all the channels. So the system does two things. It not only matches to an existing listing on Amazon, it will also create a new listing. So it will create a new ASIN if that listing does not exist on Amazon. We take care of the entire order management. So we pull in all the orders and map it to the required customer in SAP, and you'll be able to do the pick, pack, fulfill. We have shipping integrations, which cover FedEx and DHL and UPS and USPS and Indicia, etc. So you could use one of those with rate shop features to go about shipping the orders in the best way possible with the fastest way to get to that destination. SAP delivers purchase order and reorder capabilities for you. SAP's standard MRP plus our machine learning and demand plan forecasting will help you ensure that you stay on top of delivering products into the various locations, 3PLs, FBA, your own warehouse. In case you also have manufacturing cycles, we can consider those lead times to ensure you're well stocked for all the seasons. You could have seasonal demands such as the Halloween. You could have a Thanksgiving or a Christmas, etc. So we take care of all that. So the key thing is the system understands all those attributes and will ensure that we don't recommend ordering Christmas trees on the first week of January just because you sold Christmas trees very well in the month of December. So the system is trained and intelligent to handle all these kind of demand planning projections. As far as the refund processing is concerned, we automate the complete refund management. So you could use SAP, create the credit memos in SAP. It'll take care of refunding the customers in their various marketplaces. And also, if you're going to put the stock back, it takes care of doing the required process to put stock back in case you're accepting a return. So the entire RMA is taken care. With the finance and accounting, we work with you and map all the Amazon fees and commissions or the Walmart fees and commissions into various GL accounts. And I'll show you an example in a few seconds on how we do that. There are multiple ways we do it. So we bring in all the transactions from the various channels into SAP, and you would be able to create an incoming payment settlement. So in 24 to 48 hours after Amazon processes this payment, we will be posting an incoming payment into SAP. So you'll be able to stay on top of your finance. In case you have tax requirements or tax setup, we work with you within SAP or outside of it to match it up. Now, obviously, in case of Amazon and a few other marketplaces, they have the concept of the facilitator tax where you need to, Amazon takes care of collecting the tax and depositing it on your behalf. So we can map that to various different liability accounts so that it reflects correctly in SAP for you. Now, Client First and Mobility Commerce will work together and complete the implementation and the integration for you. Client First will offer you all the expertise with regards to SAP Business One, and we take care of all the integration expertise with the various channels. Now, there are two ways you can go about managing the product catalogs. One is to create attributes within SAP. If we would recommend that if you have a smaller catalog set. If it's a significantly larger catalog set, you could store all that information in the Mobility Commerce Cloud, and it'll ensure we map all the attributes depending on the categories that you are working with. So you can create clear product catalogs for various marketplaces, including storing of images. The fulfillment and the shipping automation is each time you print the shipping label, the tracking number information is sent to the marketplaces. We also capture the cost that you're paid to the various shipping channels and bring it into SAP to account for it. So in case you have 3PLs or you're drop shipping, we integrate that for you so you clearly know what's a drop ship order versus a normal order. In addition to the machine learning, we have various data science, retail data science algorithms and reporting, which helps you probably work with pricing, improve your pricing algorithms, your product recommendations, etc. We did touch upon the return management process. So now return management not only deals with FBM seller fulfilled, we also take care of the FBA process. So we bring in stock back from if Amazon is sending you vendor returns or removals, we work with you so that SAP reflects the true returns and removals. We have a repricing module which will kind of help you stay competitive if you have competing sellers on the same listing. In case you're a brand owner, manufacturer, we can work with you and pick up the competing ASINs and build up the algorithm required to understand how your competing ASINs are pricing against you so you can make the necessary changes. So with this introduction, I'll just go quickly and show you a quick demo of some of the sales transactions, some of the mobility commerce platform first. So this is our platform. You would go in here and in this case, go in and link up with SAP Business One. Now, importantly, SAP Business One, as some of you may be aware, comes with two versions, the SQL version and the HANA version. We support both. And as Ryan was initially mentioning, there is significant focus and movement towards the HANA, and with its on-premise or with the cloud, you can definitely scale it significantly with the required and right configurations. So we can work with you depending on the volume and scale that you are trying to get to. The next step is for you to go in and link up all the marketplaces that you would like to enable. You could also have multiple Amazon accounts. You could probably have multiple eBay accounts. Irrespective, you can work, let us know and we'll set up these various configurations for you. So this is where you'll go about and set up all the logistics and shipping settings. We can link it up with ShipStation or other similar aggregated shipping providers, or directly link you with UPS, FedEx, DHL, USPS, etc. Now, once you've done these integrations, you'll see all your transactions in one single place. All the inventory the item masters for these inventories will stay in Amazon. The quantities will come from there, but you could use Mobile E-commerce for all your other attributes or catalog mapping. So I'll just quickly show you how one of the items would look like. So if you can still see my screen, you have we've kind of differentiated all these attributes in different sections. It's general attributes, quantity, price. You could have different price levels. Now, either you could use the power of SAP and create multiple price lists, or you could probably use this section and create different price algorithms or price levels for your products. You have dimension attributes. This helps us in computing the shipping price and any of the shipments that you need to create. By you giving us the case dimensions and the pallet dimensions, it just helps us also in the FBA shipment process to understand how many pallets you might be shipping. These are all your description attributes. This is a test item, so obviously it's associated to the category it belongs to, but depending on the categories you have, we work with you and get all these attributes updated. Then you have marketplace specific categories that you want to send. If you have the required knowledge, you can map it and say that you would like to push these products into the category that you would like to push this to. This is where we apply your category specific template, and this is where the system will pull in all your historic information over the last few years if you've been selling the same product, and build it so that you understand the various dynamics you had. Has your cost price changed over a period of time? Has your profit increased over a period of time, decreased over a period of time? Should you continue to sell this product? Which was the best selling channel? Was there any other metrics on this that is critical for the replenishment of this, and in what volumes? Is there a seasonality element to this product, etc. is all visible on this. So you could also go about receiving products right here. So we handle all the various concepts within the marketplaces to create simple products, variation childs, kits, bundles, shadows, etc. So by you using this system, it will automatically map into the various kits or bundles, or group it into the required products in SAP when the sales order drops in. So using this, you're now able to enhance the power of your listing capabilities, and also have the ERP system on the back end to provide all the required fulfillment and the accounting capabilities. There are multiple ways you could go about listing. One is you could go about within the system and either type a product with a while lookup, and our system will hunt it on Amazon if it's an existing listing. If not, you could go about filling all the attributes and bringing the content in, and it'll push through the listing. So you'd be mapping an item master in SAP with all their various attributes in this system, and we will also be taking care of putting in all the pictures and all the bullet points and all the description, etc. Everything would be taken care from here. Now, you could also go about updating content using the bulk templates. So we have the option for you to go into the bulk receiving, download the templates that we would create and map for you, depending on the categories, and it will update content for you with, for example, with description and bullet points and keywords, etc. Now, as long as you're the listing owner, these would reflect on the Amazon front end or the marketplace front end. If you're not the listing owner, it'll definitely reflect on the back end of your various seller portals. So on the order side, we bring in all the orders into one central location. You can view all these orders at one place. You can go here and we show you all the fees and commissions, and based on how you want all the GL accounts to be mapped, we map all these various fees and commissions into SAP. So we do that for every single channel. Now, in case anybody does Vendor Central, we have a full integration from SAP to Vendor Central, where we pull in all the purchase orders from Vendor Central, do the acknowledgement, create the sales orders in SAP so that you could go ahead, pick, pack, and ship. We then use ARN, ASN to send out the information and then finally invoice it out. So now, in case there is any requirement for you to do customer service, you can quickly create orders from here. It'll create the order in SAP and also into your shipping platform for generating the shipping label. In case some customer comes and says that I have not received an order, you could quickly clone the order and also create the shipping label and generate it as well. So on that note, I'll just jump into the SAP side. Give me a second. Cover if. Give me 1 second. Sure. Okay, so I've just logged into an SAP system right here. I'll just walk you through how these transactions work. So this is an example of a transaction that's come in. We can map it to a single customer, which is a one-time customer, or you could also create unique customers each time these transactions drop in. So these are various order examples that we have here. So this, if you go into the item master, you can look up all the details. The quantity information is right here, which is what we will pick up and send it to the various marketplaces. We could also build rules for you, for example, if it's an eBay, etc. So you can set rules saying your max quantity is 3 or 10, etc. So this is the sales orders. I'll quickly show you how an Amazon settlement looks like. Okay, this is an example of an Amazon settlement that has been paid. We've just picked a sample order. You can actually see that this is the order that is part of the settlement. This is the line item with the unit price, and we have mapped the various fees and commissions on it, which includes the Amazon commissions, revenues, any other fees, any per item fulfillment fee. So the value that Amazon would pay you for each and every transaction is equal to what would appear here. So it just makes it easier for you to reconcile. Now, whatever is non-transactional, we create credit memos for it. So I'll see if I have another sample settlement for you here. Now this has a couple of orders here. So you can actually see that again, in this case, we have mapped the various fees and commissions quite differently. So depending on whatever comes through from Amazon for each of these transactions, it's going to map up to these GL accounts for you in SAP. So I'll just cover the financial side very quickly. So this is where you go about setting all your, you look at your chart of accounts. You can configure all your GL accounts as well here and map whatever you would want. Now there are a couple of ways that we use the system. You could use that as the freight setting. So we use freight, and as you could see here in this, we have used the concept of freight and mapped the various fees and commissions. So all these are mapped differently. Now, you could have the marketplace facilitator tax in certain states and not in certain states, right? Because Amazon at the moment captures it in 7 locations. It could be more by the end of the year. So we match it up for you depending on all the states that you are working with. So we do the exact same for eBay, Walmart, and all the channels that we can process settlements to. So I think that was a very quick demo on this. I'll just go back into here and look at the Rma system for you very quickly. Now, when Amazon sends you returns back, we bring it into our return system and automate the creation of the various return transfers back into SAP. So this is just a model that sits here and helps you with understanding all the returns and the removal reports that you have over a period of time. Within SAP as well, if I open up an item, you will have the various locations as well, so you can handle multi-locations within SAP. So you could have an FBA transit, 3PL transit, etc. So when you do create an FBA shipment from SAP, initially after it leaves, whether your warehouse or the 3PL location, it does not hit Amazon instantaneously. So we do the inventory move to a location called transit or on the water. Each time Amazon receives stock, we automatically move stock from transit to FBA. So whatever is left in FBA transit, we give you reports on that, and we track it till the status of the Amazon shipment changes to closed. So you're able to know how many problematic shipments you had. Usually with Amazon, you have a high 70-80% chance that most of your shipments are not accurate and they have some kind of a discrepancy of even if it's 1 unit or multiple cartons. So by the concept of us using multi-locations and using the transit for both your 3PL and FBA transit, we are able to handle the various transfers and movements. For some of our customers who would want a greater depth with lost and damaged, we go ahead and create locations called FBA lost damaged and move that so you have a better understanding of the quantity in the lost and damaged locations. So I think that is my very quick demo. I'll just show you some of the financial reporting that we have. So for each of the months, you can see what you sold in every marketplace and every channel. You can then drill it down into each of the SKUs and understand what is your gross profit per SKU. Now you could do exactly the same thing in SAP as well. So the power is available for you on both sides. So you can actually now compute the gross profits on both sides. So it helps you with clear visibility on which SKUs you should restock and which SKUs you should probably not restock or maybe consider other channels for sale. So I think that is a very quick demo of all the functionality and features, and I'm happy to answer questions and both between me and Ryan. We hope we can answer any of your questions you have.
Thank you, Martin. And yeah, if there's any questions, like I said earlier, please go ahead and use either the Q&A feature or the chat. Martin, one that already did come in that you touched on briefly, but maybe you could, speak about a little more is how does the e-commerce feature take into account the distinct features offered by each individual site? For example, Amazon versus eBay versus Etsy.
Sure.
So I believe that the same product, how do you have different attributes for each?
Sure. So let's consider Amazon versus eBay, right? So I'm just going to go into a product right here, and what we do is we handle mark attributes as some of them as generic attributes, and right here. Now, obviously, let's take a classic case of eBay right now. eBay says my title needs to be 80 characters long. So depending on that, if you actually see here, we apply the eBay title. So our system uses all your generic attributes and maps it to the various specific marketplace attributes that is required. And then there are marketplace specific attributes which we need you to fill, and we work with you and ensure we map it for you so that you could fill those. So A, we have these generic lists which will go across to various channels, and B, if it's specific to a market, it's displayed here for you to fill. And again, it applies to different categories. Certain categories have different attributes, and like electronics would have a totally different category set compared to clothing and apparel.
Thanks, Martin. Another one came in asking about how does the inventory forecasting work? Is it only for products which I sold before?
No. So this is what we do, right? So we with the intelligence reports that we have, we know that these are the products that you've sold. And so obviously forecasting for something that you've sold before is easy. Now that we know that you're now having a particular brand that you're selling, our system can go about saying that if you have access to certain brands, we can hunt the performance of these products on Amazon and eBay, etc. We can track their performance of what's been the price points, what has been the sales rank of this product, how many sellers have been selling this product, and we can track it over a period of time. And if you have a rough indication of your product cost, we can kind of give you product recommendations based on these historical bits of information as well. In addition to that, we also have a system right here. Now, let's say you're selling shampoos. I'm just giving some very simple examples here. Let's say you're selling shampoos and conditioners individually. Our system starts using this intelligence and say, why don't you kit these together, etc. So our system also comes up with recommendations on options to kit for you, depending on the movement of these products individually.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? We'll leave it open for a few more minutes here. All right, well, it looks like that's it for questions. If anyone did have any other questions or would like to see, another demo or there's a feature that you didn't see on the webinar that you'd like to, please don't hesitate to reach out either to myself or to Bob or Ryan, and we'll be happy to set that up for you. As I said earlier, we will be providing a recording of the demo that you saw today and also some additional information about mobility with SAP Business One. So thanks again for joining, and have a great rest of your day.